Retard. They know that I'm crazy retard. They know that I'm crazy retard. I am that bitch hoe, get back. This little
Oh, what is up, everyone?
What's cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking?
We are late, and I do apologize. My guest was a little late, and then difficulties in the studio. I guess that's what we get for taking a hiatus for
What
a
happened?
minute. But welcome. We hope you tune in. Huh? What? We welcome you. We hope you tune in.
Tune in, tune in.
Come on in.
We're going to wait for y'all to come on in here.
Yes, we want
We're
y'all
not
to
even
come
going to
on
start
in.
this. We're going to take our time with it because I definitely want to hear from my community how they feel about it.
Very serious topic.
Yeah, very sensitive topic tonight.
Yeah, the topic is about what are your thoughts on pedophilia added to the LGBT community. Now, it hasn't been added yet. Let me just say that. But there are discussions. And we wanted to get your take. Now, as a disclaimer,
Let them know the disclaimer,
I am
baby.
a part of the LGBTQ community. A lot of times when you see the advertisement for the Peach Radio Show, it's very blunt. It's very blunt in your face, and you probably just respond and be like, "What the heck?" But that's how we want it to be. It's designed to get your attention, for you to tune in and speak. If you are watching us, please say hello, say something.
Yeah, how do we sound out there? How do we sound?
We took the echo out. So come on, y'all, say hello to us.
Just because you say hello does not mean you're gay.
How
Or
you doing,
lesbian,
Dakota?
Or any of the other. What's
Yes.
going on?
Say hello.
Let us know you're out there and you're tuned in. Say, hey, I'm here. Just say, hey.
Yes, and share the live also.
Yeah, just share the live. I see I got a couple people tuned in on my page. That's what's up.
So we're waiting. I know we're a little behind. We're actually an hour and a half behind.
Yeah, my fault. Got a new work schedule.
But tonight's topic is your thoughts on pedophilia added to the LGBT community. I'm going to give people maybe 2 or 3 more minutes to come on in. Please share the live. I know everyone has an opinion.
Exactly.
I have my opinions, but as usual, I normally place them at the end. This is a very sensitive topic. If you are a pedophile and you're watching and you don't feel comfortable commenting on any of the pages, please inbox me. And I will read your comments without disclosing your name.
Right.
If you are actual pedophile, just inbox me on one of the pages. I'll see it. I'll respond. For those of you tuning in, the call-in number is 302-312-1266. Is listed at the bottom. So I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes to come on in. Okay. All right.
How do we sound out there? We still got an echo. We sound good. Someone tell me you sound good. Can I get a comment, please? How we sound?
They're like probably thinking we sounded good. It looked like we're getting a good crowd, giving them a chance to come on in to our stuff.
There we go. Tag your friends.
Tag your friends, because we really want a real live. How you doing, Derek? Good evening. Come on in.
Good evening. Very sensitive subject. Just because you comment does not even mean you're part of the community. You know, this could be something that you feel as well. You could have family members that are gay or whatever, that belong to the LGBTQ. You know what I mean? Just because you comment does not mean that you are that.
Right.
I want people to get out of that shell because I hang in the heterosexual world being who I am, okay? So, you know what I mean? And I voice my opinion all throughout it, and you can do the same here. We're talking about a sensitive subject to many people, and we want to get y'all's intake on it, okay?
All right, so let me start my spiel. So, if you follow the Peach Radio Show so far, we've discussed LGBT being in the what type of question. The topic of the night is your thoughts on pedophilia being added to the LGBTQ community.
It's at the bottom.
It's at the bottom of the screen between the two kissy lips. But either way, I'm gonna get into my spiel. So if you follow us, oh wow, we're gonna hold the calls for now.
No, go ahead and answer it. Just put them on hold.
No, we're gonna call back. Let me get through my spiel, and then you can call back. First off, I'm going to say this: if you follow Peach Radio Show, you know we talk about a lot of different topics. The last 2 weeks we've been building on LGBT. We discuss homophobia. We discuss LGBT being homophobic. Then we discuss why we dispelled myths as to why people feel that LGBT is not normal or natural. We dispelled all of that. So then we went even further and discussed our contributions to society, and we discussed historic LGBT people. So tonight's topic is just a continuation of the things we've been discussing as to why people feel some kind of way about LGBT. And one of the things that came across my timeline and my readings is they associate us with pedophilia, believe it or not, and which we all know that's two different things. So tonight I figured we'll discuss pedophilia, what it is, and should it be a part of our community. Now I know a lot of people believe, oh, I know what a pedophile is. What's a pedophile?
Someone who likes to have sex with kids.
Yes, somebody that enjoys children. I don't know if you guys know that there's an actual pedophile movement out here.
Wow, somebody said pedophilia should be killed. Fry that ass.
Now, let me get into the spiel. So for those of you that's joining us, and you may or may not, we're not going to assume everybody know what pedophilia is, right? Because somebody may not even know what a pedophile is. So, definition of pedophile, a psychiatric disorder in which an adult has sexual fantasies about or engages in sexual acts with a child. Remember the part about fantasies and or engages of children. Now, as you see in this photo up here, here's our newest, latest, greatest two pedophiles up there. We have Jeffrey Epstein and Giselle Maxwell. How many of y'all know about these two famous pedophiles that's in the news? Barely, because
Pizzagate,
COVID and all of that is blocking it. But if you don't know, I suggest you look up Jeffrey Epstein. He is the latest pedophile that's on the radar, that's being spoke about in the news, and his I'm not sure if that's his wife or his girlfriend or his counterpart, Giselle. Oh, well, his confidant, Giselle Maxwell. Just to give you a little brief on what's going on, they are, I'm going to say allegedly running a sex trafficking ring where they're sending children all over the world to have sex with high-profile celebrities and such. So that's who that famous pedophile is at the moment. I'm sure we know some ones from history. I'm sure that we know some minor ones, you know. I'm sure you probably even know some local pedophiles or whatever. But it's a thing that's happening in the U.S., and it's always, to me, been under wraps. It hasn't been publicized like that. Mm-hmm. All you see is a child on the milk carton, or you see him on a box of cereal, or you see him on those billboards. But no one really ever stops to think and say, well, maybe it's something bigger going on. We just think of the local pedophiles. Mm-hmm. So the Jeffrey Epstein case sheds light on that. Right. If you follow that. Ashley said, what the fuck? Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. Yes, Jeffrey is dead now. Yes.
That's why that black book is very important.
Yes, that black book that Giselle has
His
is going
confidant.
to leak a lot of different things. And again, if you haven't followed that story, please do follow it. I know for some people they might say it's not relatable, but if you are LGBT, it's very relatable to us because they associate us with that kind of content. Tonight I'm going to show you how we're associated with it, and then I'm going to get y'all opinions as to what you think. Should we allow this to happen in our community? Should we allow that to be a part of our community? And I say no.
No.
I'm not sure who decides that, if that letter should be added, but I'm not with it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people aren't.
You think he killed himself? Okay.
Demetrius, I don't think he killed himself.
I
don't think that man killed himself. But let's get even further into this. So, according to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice, written in a document, Legal Status of Women Under Federal Law. I have a thing. 1 second, I'm going to take your call. Hold on for a second. Plug City Network, could you hold for 1 second? Bader Ginsburg recommends decriminalizing pedophilia by changing existing laws so that anyone aged 12 and 16 may engage in sexual acts with anyone else over the age of 12.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That is so crazy. This is your Supreme Court Justice. Crazy thoughts. I will never understand that. For those of you that's into the Bible, I don't want to quote, but doesn't it say in the Bible that a woman, when she gets a menstrual status, that she's a woman?
Whoever decides to add that mess to the LGBT is taking away our rights to be able to adopt. Talk heavy, KJ.
Okay. Now, here's the next thing.
I thought we had a caller.
The caller hung up. I'm sorry. So, we're going to get into why is pedophilia associated with the LGBT community. Number one is the media. Number two is the MAT movement. Now, you probably like, what the fuck is the MAT movement? The MAT movement is this new thing where pedophiles are rebranding themselves and calling themselves a minor attracted person outside of the society norms and heterosexuality. Answer that.
Plug Studio Network, how are you today?
Okay, 1 second.
I don't know what you have to do.
1 second. Go ahead.
You gotta okay, first of all, you have to turn
You have to mute us.
You have to mute the video.
Everything is moving and grooving.
Okay, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, who's speaking?
This is Demetrius Taylor. This is Big Meech.
How you doing, Big Meech?
I am trying to get through with this conversation because, first off, let me say this. Whoever is in charge of our alphabet soup need their asses whooped. That's the first thing. Because we don't get the memo when they add these damn letters. All we know, every time we turn around, they're adding a goddamn letter. The P has been added ever since 2015, and the P is supposed to stand for the pansexuals.
Yes.
However, what has been going on is that the pedophile movement has been trying to get themselves established as a sexual orientation.
Yes.
And if they establish themselves as a sexual orientation, then what they're trying to do is add themselves under that P, because pansexuals are usually the anything goes. That's the street definition of it. You know, it's not the clinical, that's the street definition of it. But because the P is already there as pan, the pedophiles are trying to get through and add themselves in up under that particular umbrella. And I have a strong problem with that, because as most folks know, or will probably call in and say, don't nobody want to be doing anything with children. Here's the thing. Children are not prepared for that. The body is designed to respond to stimulus, whether it is sexual, whether it is platonic, any kind of touch. That's why, if you remember when we were kids, we had good touch, bad touch.
Right.
Okay? The body is designed to respond to stimulus. And anybody who manipulates a child to say, oh, they want it, oh, they like it, no. All they know is this is touch. Pedophiles and those who have been under this umbrella, they are good at nurturing and charming children. They are good at creating an atmosphere that is going to be enjoyable. So if they do it right, which most of them do, of course the child is going to like it because it feels good. The body is designed that way. But if you manipulate a child, that there is not nothing sexual, that is a crime.
Right.
Having sex with children is a crime.
Yes.
And that there is, it needs to be dealt with accordingly. Now, with the Ruth Bader Ginsburg, her definition as far as
The fantasies.
I guess they're trying to say consent start at age 12 because
12.
technically, right now, well, no, let me take that back because see, a lot of folks don't know this, that there are certain, I don't know the number because I can't think of it right now, but usually everybody thinks that the age of consent is 16, but there are some states where the age of consent is 12. Okay? So because of that, I think I understand where she was going, and let me put this as a proviso, because I am one, and this is going to be controversial when I say this, so y'all may get mad, but I don't give a damn. We need to look at our laws because most of our 12 and up children are more advanced intellectually. Okay? And I'm going to say that because I was the 14-year-old that was precocious. I was the 14-year-old that had sex with 55-year-olds and carried on because I chased them. I understood that because that's what I wanted to do. I understood what sex was, and I was on a quest. We see that a lot of times when we were kids. I'm 50, so back, a lot of folks may not remember the after-school specials that used to come on television, where the girls would sit down there and they would seduce the teachers to have sex with the teachers and to manipulate them to get the good grades and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. That there is that still goes on. And when I was coming out and carrying on, I came out to older men and this, that, and the other, and I knew what I was doing. And now, that was back in 84. Okay, this is 2020. So now look at where our kids are, what they've been exposed to, what they understand. A lot of them are raising themselves and carrying on, and a lot of them, their mental capacity is a little bit more advanced and developed. So a lot of the rules that's on the books may not address the issues now, because we do have a number of them, not a lot now, but we do have a number of them who take the advances and carry on, and they seduce older people, and they get caught up. Now, a lot of folks may say, well, you're the adult, you should know better. Well, how many of y'all have been in those particular spots where somebody touched all those right buttons? See? And then it gets into that gray area, and then all of a sudden it's just black, because now you done went over to the dark side. Oftentimes, that there it's something that we have to consider. We got to look at it honestly and objectively, and stop trying to tell these kids what they don't know, or they too young to understand this, that, and the other, because at 12 and above, they do. Now, here's something that's very interesting. There are 3 different categories of pedophiles. Now, this third one, I don't know how it's called a pedophile, because the 18-year-old, according to the law, is an adult. You need to change that, in my opinion. However,
Demetrius, we're gonna not to cut you off. We're gonna get into all of that. I think we do have some more callers. Could you do me a favor and call back in a little bit?
All right, sure.
Thank you, and I value your opinion. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Goodbye. Good night. So that was Demetrius, and he gave his opinion. Some things I didn't agree with, a lot of things I do agree with. But let's get back into. Dion said the Ginsburg document was from 1974, almost 50 years ago, when women were marrying earlier, and many states still have laws they can marry at 13 with parents' signature. Example, Missouri. Yes, Dion. A lot of states, we were going to get into that. A lot of states do allow you to marry early, but
there's a but.
Are you mature enough?
I don't care.
And I don't think that should be based on the few that are. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know I was mature at 13, 14 years old, but a lot of women, men, or whatever weren't. And when it comes to pedophilia, that can destroy a person.
Yeah.
You can destroy a person, a child in particular. But let's get back into the spiel. So basically what I was saying to you about maps. For those of you that have children, I want you to know that pedophiles, they are organized. They are mirroring the LGBT community. Like seriously mirroring us. They're organized. They're sitting down. They have actually activist groups, organizations, where they're about to try to fight for rights to be identified, like Demetrius says, as a sexual orientation.
They gonna get killed out here.
Now, one of the things within this, them being identified as a sexual orientation, is to what are they using to justify this? Well, they're saying basically that as long as we don't, this is what the maps consider themselves, is the maps and the no maps. As long as we don't have sexual relations with children.
So they can go out here. Hold on.
They want to be be recognized as an orientation as long as they're not having sexual intercourse with children. But they want to be identified as maps. More friendlier, easier to digest. So when these people are encountering your children today, they're not doing the little freaky lollipop, here's a teddy bear, meet me here. They're actually loud and proud like a LGBTQ person. And there's identifying and self-identifying as MAPS, which is a minor attracted person. They're normalizing it.
That's
and they're using they're basically co-opting our agenda. They're basically saying that they were born this way. They're proud.
Ain't no way you born that way.
They're born this way. They're proud, and we want to be socially accepted. So you may not find pedophilia, but you will see maps. If you see a person that has the MAP on their profile, I want you to understand that's what it stands for. Understand that right now.
Children.
Yes, understand that right now.
Children for me are infants all the way up until they can act like adults. Now, to me, that means anything over 18, 19, 20, that means they living on their own, making their own grown decisions.
So let's get back to the slide. Why are pedophilias associated with LGBT? It's because of the media, it's because of that MAP movement, and because it's outside of the societal norms, okay? So you know, like I know, the normal thing to be is heterosexual in this society. Anything else is considered a deviancy. Even though we have rights laws, homophobic people, heterosexual people see us as deviants, which does not make us seem too much different from a pedophile. But we know that we're not. Now let me show you some of the things.
Shout out to Tina Top.
In this media that's normalizing this pedophilia. Boom. Trump nominee Sam Clovis. As far as we know, homosexuality is a choice. Logical LGBT protections could lead to legislation of pedophilia. This is why that P is probably going to be added to us. This is all the media. Media hype. Ted Cruz's father says gays want legalized pedophilia.
We don't want that.
We want legalized pedophilia. And here's another one that I thought was really crazy. Transgender pedophile blames gender dysphoria for his urge to view images of children being raped. This is why people associate LGBT with pedophilia. Now, here's the even crazier thing. The statistics. Do you understand that less than 5% of pedophiles are actually homosexual? 95% of pedophiles are heterosexual. So why should we add the P? I'm just giving y'all reasons why, because I had someone ask me the reason why.
It's still not a reason.
It's not a reason to us, but I'm telling you why people associate us with pedophilia.
Then it's up to us to change that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Deion said they've been saying that for years. They claim they love children. Nothing is wrong because they generally born that way. Yeah, by choice. Deion said it has been a movement since the 60s. Demetrius said, now, what about those who are emancipated? They are the ones who are getting caught in the cracks because they may not be old enough to do everything that most adults do. That is true. Deion said they pushing it on the new blacks, the LGBT community. Princess Murray said exactly. So that's just one of the reasons why they're associating LGBT, heterosexual people with homophobe, with pedophilia. And it's crazy.
I think there's a problem if you are a man or a woman who fantasizes about having sex with a child, and the way I look at it and why it, and you know, I mean, I ain't trying to disrespect you, but it is what it is. It's fucking nasty. So my thing is, the way I look at it, if you're having fantasies and want to have sex with kids, with children, I'm thinking of that baby that can't even talk or fend for itself. That's just disgusting, man. And to know that you want to be affiliated with us, we don't condone that shit.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't condone that shit. Keep your fucking fantasy. You need some psychological help. If you want to be sleeping with kids and babies, it's a fucking problem, man. Real talk.
It is a problem.
It's a problem. Even older men that that want to mess with young girls who are just teenagers, that's a fucking problem.
The source of the 5%.
They're not old enough to know how to make rational fucking decisions.
It's the Washington Post. You could look. It's a couple other sources that's online that'll tell you that 95% of the heterosexuals are indeed pedophiles. If you watch the previous show, Smack read the facts to you. Also,
I would
2
never
shows
claim
ago.
that associate myself with that peace shit. It don't belong in the LGBTQ, and this shit pisses me the fuck off.
It does.
Could you tell us the source of the 5%, Princess Mary?
Yes, I just told her.
Okay, I would never condone that shit. Nasty
Now,
ass.
here's another reason why they associate us. And this one right here is going to piss everybody off. I'm going to be honest. You see this flag? That's the pedophile flag.
Well, that shit's not even close to anything.
Hold on. And it's being flown at Pride. They attend our prides.
Why is it being flown at Pride?
They attend our prides.
But why is this shit being flown at Pride?
Because, I'm going to read it to you. LGBT people in many places were and are seen as having an attraction that was wrong and disgusting. They were or are terrified to be themselves because of others. Think about how they felt and feel. Now apply that to no maps and the maps, and it's the same. I told you they're hijacking our agenda.
All right, let me tell you this. Yeah, when I was younger, you know what I mean? I was in the closet, as they say. But that shit right there need to stay in the closet. You shouldn't want to be proud to tell somebody that you are a pedophile, that you have fantasies to be with kids and want to have sex with kids. That's a motherfucking problem. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
I'm going to read the bottom. They said to the No Maps and Maps, it's okay. You should not bar yourself from getting support in your own community. You can attend Pride just like any other LGBT person would, and you are accepted a part of the community. So they are hijacking our movement. Again, I like, before I get started with things that we kind of thrown off, because Demetrius called and I thank you. But I wanted to show you as to why people are associating LGBT with pedophilia. The first one is the media. The media advertised us, and you saw it, and I showed you plain. The media is saying that we are endorsing it. Our lifestyle is the gateway to pedophilia. If you legalize LGBTQ stuff, you might as well legalize pedophilia, which, you know, they rebranded themselves and call themselves No Maps and all this other stuff. The second reason why is because they have officially hijacked our movement. They organize like us. They have activists like us. They even fly a flag.
Oh, they better be careful coming there, man.
Okay, and they go to Pride, and they're proud to be No Maps and Maps. Now, for those of you just joining in, MAPs are minor attracted persons.
That shit don't even sound
okay? They're redefining what it means to be a pedophile.
They can't change that shit up.
So, if you have a child and you're monitoring your child, you may not want to look at that pedophile label. You may want to look for any the new identifiers are MAPs and no MAPs. And these people feel like as long as they don't have intercourse, they're fine.
This shit got me, my head itching.
And also, this is going to blow your mind too. They feel like they should have, once they're identified, they feel like they should have the rights of an LGBT person. They should be able to work wherever they want. They should be able to be around children if they wanted to.
Shit.
They should be able to function just like a LGBT and a heterosexual person. This is what's going on. This is why they associate us with them. They have officially hijacked our movement. Now, here's what's even more crazier, right? We be at these prides, and there's so many flags that we're flying. You probably don't even identify. Won't even identify the flag.
I know what it is now.
So it's really deep. It's really deep. When I was going through all of this,
so
I cried. I'm going to admit I cried.
This shit give me the heebie-jeebies. I'm serious.
Well, it's our world. It's our world. So when I posted, what are your thoughts? Do you think that pedophilia should be added? Of course, it's no. But if you just sitting at home saying no, and you not proactive, and these people are proactive, then what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? It's going to take more than just saying no. We have to make sure these people do not get on to the LGBTQIAAP. Now, this is going to blow your mind to another level. That 5% that's homosexual, count it down to the letters. There are lesbian pedophiles, bisexual pedophiles, and go on down the line. Okay? You know, on the Peach Radio Show, we like to give you the facts Normally, I don't tell you how I feel, but in the beginning, I told you, fuck no, I'm not with this.
I ain't with this.
But I needed you to understand
How many people
what you're not with.
How many people in this organization? Just curious.
When in this MAP organization,
Yeah.
it's just like us. We don't know. It's different organizations that
I
that
know,
are.
but yeah, okay.
They are organized. A lot of people think, oh, they're just trying to know. They're organized. They're galvanized.
So Demetrius says, so when are we as the Black alphabet children going to stand up and speak against this? When are we going to put this into the media that we are taking a stance against? We must stop letting the world think we are in favor of this. I agree.
And I totally agree. And that's why we're talking right now. I totally agree. And I'm just be honest. I don't even understand why they're trying to add the K on there, the kink. But that's a whole nother show.
I'm almost like Demetrius. Who's in charge of adding all this stuff?
We don't know who is in charge of this.
Yo.
If you know who's in charge of the lettering, please stand up, because I personally, I don't know.
Y'all got all these damn labels out here for people. I don't even see these motherfuckers out here doing what they supposed to be doing. When I grew up, it was just you either gay or you just gay. It wasn't all this lesbian or gay. That's all it was.
What's the K? The K is kink.
I don't even know what kink is. I don't even know all
Kink
these.
is BDSM and all that. That's not even a.
This is why I say LGBTQ, RSTP, all that. I don't even know all the letters. It's too much. LGBTQIA, PQST. Shit.
For those of you that's just joining us, we talking about your thoughts on pedophilia added to the LGBT community.
Now, the one thing that I have a problem with is them saying that they should be able to have normal jobs and they want to work in schools. Like, how could anyone in our country be okay with that? My thing is, if you're a pedophile with no charges, we would never know that you're a pedophile, would we?
Well, that's what the MAP movement is about. They want to be able to walk like an LGBT person and say, I'm MAP and I'm proud.
Okay.
And I should not have my rights taken away from me.
Tell them, do me a favor. Tell them to have their own day and go out in the park out in Crenshaw, California. All right. And let me see if they all come back. And then after they want to assemble again, go out in New York. Go out to some Philly, New Jersey. People's not having that. They're going to start shooting at them, not care, because people are about protecting their children.
Yeah, but are you sure people are not having that? Because you got to look at the breakdown of society.
Man, that shit crazy.
The breakdown society, again, you got to remember where we are. Society says heterosexual is normal and everything else is deviancy. So if they start to kill them, they're going to see us as no different. I think it's up to us to stop. We got to disassociate ourselves with them.
Yeah.
We totally do.
Princess Mary said, I'm going to say something. Demetrius said, we need to go back to that. Nima said yes. Landon said, I don't care what your preference is. You love who you love. But when it comes to children, you let kids be kids and keep them out your love life. That's fucking sick. I think that is too. My thing is if it has been characterized as a psychiatric disorder, let's treat that. You know what I mean? If it's a psychiatric, that's what y'all labeling it as. It's a psychiatric disorder.
You know what? While we talking about it, I'm going to re-show y'all this flag again because I want y'all to see it. So if you see it flown.
The kid looks, the flag looks like colors that kids like.
Here's the flag.
A fucking coloring book.
This is their flag.
They got every color in there except for orange and black of the primary fucking colors.
I want y'all to burn that in your
green.
Skull.
No, I see the green.
Burn this flag in your skull.
That's crazy. Everything that would attract kids. Pastel colors. Come on, man.
Burn this flag in your skull.
They be twirling that around like a little kid ain't gonna go to that. They already in schools. They scared Boy Scouts, the clergy. So they place the watch it close to children. Let's not be ignorant. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So now the question is the next one that I asked you on the flyer. Do you think it's a pedophile agenda? Do you think there is agenda?
Nah.
Everyone is always saying that it's a LGBTQ agenda. Do you think it's a pedophile agenda?
No, I think it's a government agenda. Let me ask this. What is the difference between a map and someone who finds a younger person attractive? Does those who are mapped actively go out to seek after those who are young and underage? Many times we find younger people attractive, but once we find out they're underage, we leave those people alone. Yeah, but check this though, Demetrius. Some of them don't leave them alone because it's too late. You know what I mean? They thinking with the wrong.
That's
you
he
feel what I'm
saying
saying?
with a map. A map, Demetrius. The difference is a map hasn't engaged in sexual activity.
Oh, so they haven't done it.
They haven't done it. They just understand that that's they're claiming that's their sexual orientation.
Hold up. So they ain't done it with no kids. They just sitting there looking and got this shit going through their mind.
And it's 3 forms of pedophilia. I tried to find a slide, but I guess it's not up there. It's 3 forms and 3 different age ranges.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
But what's the difference in someone who finds a younger person attractive? You know what? Maybe they're really truly I think a difference is you find a person attractive, but you don't have an obsession with it. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, they're cute, but I don't have that underlying obsession. You got to remember, a pedophile is a person
that's still going.
No, talking about a younger person. A pedophile is a person that has a disorder. So whereas you may find a younger person attractive, you're not going to act on it, but you are also attracted to people older. A pedophile is obsessed. They have to control an obsession. That's the difference. But what the maps are saying, no, they don't go seek anyone. They just want to be able to identify as being a pedophile. And if that occurs, then that's saying that they're trying to make themselves a sexual orientation. In order to identify, you have to be a legal orientation. So that's scary for me. That's very scary for me. Because it's like we struggle to be identified as LGBTQ, right? So once we did that, then we fought for rights. My fear is these maps, if they become a sexual orientation, I think they're going to go for rights. I think they're going to even push to have things legalized. So that's too much for me. Demetrius said that is a smokescreen. Maps are claiming they are not having sex, but how can it be a sexual orientation if you're not having sex? Well, asexual is an orientation, I guess, but they're not having sex. It's a part of our community. Either way, to me, it's disgusting. I think that, again, as a community, you have to catch things before it actually blow. And I'm telling you, please do your research. Research maps. Research no maps. Research pedophilia. These people have a current agenda to legalize pedophilia, to make it a sexual orientation. So if they legalize it, they're not going to prison for being it. Unless they commit a crime. Unless you catch them. You want to read the 3? I got them in my phone. I thought I had the slides.
Yeah, so I just found one here so far that I was just reading.
No, Dion, what he's basically saying, I understand what you're saying, Dion, but he's saying, what if you're an older person and you think someone underage is attractive? That's something different. That's something different. Yes, Demetrius, we once were considered a psychological disorder, even got treatments. But we are no longer in the, what is it called, the DSM books? The medical books. But That is the same thing. I'm telling you. I keep telling you, they're co-opting our movement. These maps, these pedophiles is watching our movement, and they're doing the exact same thing that we did to get rights. At some point, you have to stop them in their tracks.
Landon said they legalize this shit. I'm going to prison. Me too, bro. So there are some difference in pedophiles.
There are.
There's 3 types of pedophiles. Where's the one I was just reading?
I had the slides up there, and it must have erased.
Okay.
But it's 3 types.
Yeah.
To which the last one, I'm not sure why exactly that is a type. I was a little thrown off by it. But there are 3 types. Let me see if I can find it in my phone.
It's called Pedophilia. It is the primary sexual interest in mid to late adolescence, generally ages 15 to 19. The term was originally used in the late 19th and mid 20th century. It is one of a number of sexual preferences across age groups consumed under the technical term chronophilia.
Chronophilia is when you don't have an age attraction.
Yeah.
That's just you can go for anyone underage. Chronophilia. Yeah. And hebephilia is prepubescence. That's a person before they actually go through puberty. So it's 3 types.
It's terrible.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
How many of y'all actually learned something tonight? I mean, I know y'all was coming into it so you could say yes or no, but I wanted everybody to understand that it's not as simple as a yes or no. It's about a movement that they have going that's mirroring the LGBT movement.
It seemed like we need to get this movement dismantled.
Yes. I think we need to.
It needs to be dismantled. And some of the bigger organizations for LGBT need to be hit up.
Something needs to
be done because actually they are smart because they're using a legal argument that's been used by your community in the Supreme Court. So it has to be fought on a moral and legal angle. Yeah, but
they are smart, and that's why I said you need to. We have to.
They don't stand a chance out there in Crenshaw, for real, or Oakland.
We have to, number one, the first thing that needs to happen within the LGBT community, I done told you why people associate them with us. It's the media hype with them saying that we agree with it. It's the maps and the no maps, these pedophiles that's mirroring, they're hijacking our movement, and they are in our prize. They're flying the flag. Let's face it, we have 50,000 flags, and they're flying their flags at our prides. They're mirroring us. We have to get to a point to stop them. We have to stop them. We have to disassociate ourselves with them.
I'm going to burn every flag I see like that.
With the map flag?
Yeah, it ain't the United States. I ain't going to, there ain't nothing going to happen to me. Let me see one. Cut. Burn. Don't fly that shit near me. I'm letting y'all know now. Map, no map, pedophilia, ephebophobia, whoever, all the 3 types of pedophiles.
That like to have sex with children.
Bring that mess near me. If that's what you are, keep it to yourself.
No, don't keep it to yourself. Let us know so you could get some fucking help.
And I might go off, y'all.
So here's the part about the agenda.
You like sleeping with babies? Stay the fuck away from me, and I mean that.
The thing is, what I want everybody to walk away with it. I hope you learned something tonight. I wanted you to understand that if anything, if Jeffrey Epstein has taught you anything, this is an organized movement. Being a pedophile, a map, a no map is an organized movement. They're strategic.
You got me thinking. every time I ever went into the post office, grocery stores, even Redner's, I've been seeing the missing children thing for years. I was a little girl. It make you think, and these are all little kids. Like, this shit been going on for a minute.
Yes, it has. But like I was saying, it's been going on for a minute. I don't want y'all to walk away thinking that it's random. That one random pedophile. No, it's organized. Jeffrey Epstein proved that to you. It is organized. It's not a conspiracy. It is an agenda in America to legalize pedophilia. When you go to look it up, it's going to say
Me either.
this. Hold on, this is a conspiracy theory. It is not. I'm showing you the facts. Okay? I'm showing you the facts. They have activists. They're making themselves more friendly. The name is more user friendly. They're mirroring our movement. Okay? As you already see, they have money behind them. Do you understand? Jeffrey Epstein was taking children to see the elite. So if you don't think that it's a conspiracy or a pedophilia movement, you are wrong.
Let me make this clear. This is what Demetrius said. All of us who are grown know what we like physically in a person, and most times we come across those characteristics and feature on people we find out they are young. Look at the food. Many of these kids develop early and look grown. Many of us seek after younger folk to be relevant, but we are in our right minds because we don't go after those who are not grown for the most part. There are those who go against this theory.
And if they do, they're a pedophile.
Yeah, they're pedophiles.
You're a pedophile. If you go against that theory and you see a child, you find out that's a child, you are a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
You are a pedophile. I want y'all, seriously, you know, on this show, I like everybody to learn, so I want you to walk away. I want you to arm yourself with information. I want you to look into everything that I said tonight. This is organized. A lot of times I say things and I know people, and I post things and people probably think I'm a conspiracy theorist, but it's always building upon a subject that I'm going to discuss.
Right.
So the question is, do you think pedophilia should be added to the LGBT community? Fuck no.
Fuck no.
But are they trying to do it? Fuck yes. And I just told you how. Our job as the LGBT community is to sit down and figure out how we disassociate ourselves
and dismantle this shit.
And dismantle it with the help of our allies, the heterosexual people. But that's going to be hard. You know why? Because they see us. No, they see us as a deviancy, just like they see the pedophiles. Mm-hmm. That's why I said the separation needs to happen. It's sad that one of my slides, but I wanted to read you something. And they're heavy on Twitter, so watch your children. This pedophile named Tom Wilson said, it isn't harmful if they enjoy it. Children can learn to enjoy sex with an older partner if they experience it with consent. Okay?
What's his name?
Jeffrey Wilson. Another thing, they have a meme out, and I'm sorry that the slide, it says love is gender and age blind.
Yo, what is that? Because I see a little kid on the side.
Another meme says some people are child lovers. Get over it. They are truly trying to normalize this. It's called propaganda. I use that word a lot on the show. Propaganda.
Yes.
If you spread enough news and information and people get used to seeing it, you get used to it, period. You cannot get comfortable with this.
So basically, if our shows get shut down in the next week, you know why. It's because of this show right here.
Demetrius said, minor attracted person. This is organized and thought of. If they can euphemize the term pedophilia, this is a barbaric and must be loud. They are not a part of us. Let them have their own shit and keep us with our own shit. I said don't let them have anything. They don't need anything. They need help. That's what they need.
You know what's crazy is when I was a CO, all of the sex offenders were in the one building. They put them all in the same building.
Well, that's where they need to be. And I'm hoping that a lot of heterosexual people turn in tonight because, again, as a heterosexual person, I know that they probably think our issues are separate, but when it comes to pedophilia, they shouldn't even want to add it to nothing. They shouldn't even say, well, you know what, that's over there with them.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. You don't want it anywhere.
Yeah.
I done told y'all tonight, if you discuss this and you are a heterosexual person, 95% of pedophiles are heterosexual. It's not an LGBTQ thing. Y'all just sticking it over there. Y'all sticking it there. They're just hijacking our movement. And they're creeps. And they're out loud with it. And they're on Twitter. I was scrolling through Twitter all day. They're on Snapchat talking to your children. And they're not hiding it anymore. They're not sweet talking. They're telling them, listen, we're maps. And half of y'all are like, what the fuck is a map? And your child probably like, what the fuck is a map?
Time to educate your children.
Time to educate your children and yourself.
And then kids be on here playing these video games, with strangers, don't even know who they playing with.
With maps.
Probably playing with maps. So you need to educate your child, man. Starts at home. Let them know what the fuck is going on for real.
But you know what? A lot of people gonna walk away and believe that what we're saying tonight has nothing to do with them.
Go look it
up. My child ain't gonna do this. My child ain't. But your child gotta live in this world, and your family and your cousins and all these people gotta live in this world. And there's a lot of different people out there. Y'all worry about LGBTQ people. We're not thinking about your children. We are just like you, adults having consensual sex with adults.
Yeah. I don't mess with them.
These are people that's trying to legalize consensual sex with children.
Yeah, man, there's something wrong with them, y'all.
Anybody on here, and let's be honest, I'm looking on my phone. If you are a pedophile and you're watching, feel free to inbox me your perspective. I will not read your name. I promise you. But I would love to know your perspective on this.
So they're saying they're maps. It's in, you can look it up.
Yeah, you can look it up. Wow. Demetrius said, I've had a page on Twitter shut down for child pornography. This dude had hardcore porn of little boys and he was selling it. He has a page on IG as private, so only those who are not into it can be accepted onto the page to purchase a porn. And that is not too far-fetched. Again, Jeffrey Epstein is your poster boy for pedophilia right now. And the reason why I keep bringing him up is because he's a rich man connected to elite people. Mm-hmm. This is real. This is just not about the corner store pedophile that's grabbing maybe one child every now and again. This is a global ring. This is serious. You need to start paying attention. So if they're doing it behind your back, if they can get this shit legalized, oh boy. All them sick fucks that's going to jail.
Wow, he said nobody was over 10 years old. That's disgusting.
It's sick. Oh, and then I didn't tell you that these maps, and you can read their pages, they want to legalize child pornography.
That shit ain't gonna happen. And if that happens, that's because somebody in power likes child porn. That's how I feel.
But we already distinguished that already. People in power are
Getting the heebie-jeebies
pedophiles.
thinking about this shit is nasty.
They're pedophiles. Jeffrey Epstein, if you look on the log list, please, this is not a conspiracy. It's top names on there. Your president. All these different kinds of people are on there. This is not a game. It is an agenda. This is an agenda.
They come and drop bomb over here.
Go to YouTube. Look up maps. I watched several videos of these people. They don't think anything wrong.
Yeah, go
One of the maps,
watch the YouTube videos.
One of the maps said plainly, you could trust me with your child more than you could probably trust one of your friends.
Shit. You touching on my child, they got this shit fucked up.
And that's why they want child porn legalized. Because if I'm a map and I don't have sex, I'm controlling my urges, I'm getting therapy, at least let me use my imagination watching child porn.
You can sit there and draw some pictures of that's nasty.
Now, there was a study done in 1969, I believe it was Germany. They did a study to see how they can help pedophilia people. Now, Jeffrey hit it on it where, what if you 16, you emancipated or you ran away? In that country, they did a study, and when they captured those people, they allowed pedophiles to adopt them to see if that would change their perspective on pedophilia.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could look into that also. It's not a strange phenomenon. This is not nothing new with the pedophilia. The only thing that is new is that I'm telling you on live stream and I'm putting it in your face, forcing you to deal with it. Right. Because, like I always tell you, the media tells you nothing. The media barely talks to you about Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, they keep that hush.
They keep that on hush.
I didn't know that man was dead till almost 3 or 4 days after.
But see, I don't think he's dead. I think that he's conveniently dead because he's telling on people. But that's a conspiracy.
He in a lab somewhere. Getting his.
If you want more information on Jeffrey, you can look at the Netflix documentary. But I recommend going outside the box and going on YouTube. I know you like to say it's conspiracy. I don't believe it. I think a lot of it is some truth in the mystery of all things. A lot of people have been leaking different things, like people working in the federal buildings and all those different things have been leaking documents about certain pedophiles and things of that nature.
Yeah, I did hear that. I saw that. I can't remember. I saw that.
Actually, we had a friend tell us some things about someone that she actually knew was involved with, was a pedophile.
Yeah.
That's being covered up right here in Delaware, but we're going to leave that alone.
Yep,
so it's real.
Right there.
It's real.
So if they're attracted to minors, when does the attraction end? You can only ask them. I don't know. If they groom a child and become friendly with them, the child gets older, and do they cut their feelings off?
For that child is no longer their type. Yeah, that child is no longer their type. I know it sounds
crazy, but I'm looking at a child attaching themselves to a person
and then being thrown away. Yes, that child
is. The breakdown that can cause is devastation. Yeah, I don't think this movement can work. Too many of us older generations that won't put up with it. I heard that.
Well, you got to understand, Landon, just like you feel like it won't work, there are people that are in high positions
that will pass that shit.
That will pass it because they are pedophiles themselves. So again, you're thinking about the corner store pedophile. You got to think about the enriched pedophile. And if I'm an enriched pedophile and I can normalize, I can use these minor corner store pedophiles to normalize it with you because they're in your communities. If we could get them to normalize it and you're used to seeing it, then we can do it. We can go forth and do it. And it's normal and it's legal. That's the goal. That's the agenda. They want to legalize this. Make no mistake about it. You just got to think about it. LGBT wasn't legal. Fucking liquor wasn't legal. But when a rich person or someone wanted it to be legal, it became legal.
Yeah.
It's all about money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope everybody learned something tonight.
Yeah, your glasses are dope.
It ain't about my glasses. Did you learn anything tonight?
Yeah, 3 types of pedophilia out here. Don't learn about maps, no maps, and maps.
These people are organized. You hear me? Organized. Maps, no maps. The kinder, gentler pedophile.
We could be standing.
Look for it on their profiles. Also,
and their flag.
They have a flag. Should I show that flag again?
That flag look like
they have a
primary
flag.
colors, man.
Also, if you see a sign that look like a pizza, what does that stand for?
Pizzagate.
Not Pizzagate. Well, look up Pizzagate. If you see a sign triangular, some of them had it on their page, shaped like a pizza, that's for females. If they talk about hot dogs, they're talking about little boys.
I'm not eating pizza no more.
And if you're a conspiracy theorist, you understand that Hillary ordered
pizza, hot dogs,
more than $100,000 worth of pizza and hot dogs. Who eats that much? Pizza and hot dogs.
Her, I guess.
According to the Doc's drop.
That explain them Jones right here. They real puffy right
According to the documents, even our beautiful President Obama ordered some pizza.
Anyway,
but that's conspiracy theories. I'm just going to leave it at that. Suave Drag King said, I did learn things tonight that I never knew. I'm glad. The goal of our show is for everyone to always learn something. I like to thank Demetrius for all the information that you shared with us. Pedophilia is real. Please research it. Don't just take my word for it. Again, a lot of times we live in our life, we live in our life, we work, we pay our bills, but we don't realize a lot of things that's going on around us. Sure, we know that children disappear, but did you really think that it was an organized movement? So that makes a big difference to me.
Me too.
It's one thing to have a drug dealer, but it is a whole nother thing to have a mob of them. Mm-hmm. This is an organized movement. The agenda is to legalize, and then the next is to fuck with our children. And I'm sorry, I don't want my granddaughter messed with. I don't want I don't have little children because mine are basically, but I don't want anything to happen to your children. I don't. So we need to figure out a way to combat this. And I really, because they are hijacking our movement, I think we need to find a way to disassociate so we continue on our journey. Because we already got it hard being LGBTQ. We don't need pedophilia added to our cause.
Starting all over again, trying to prove yourself to people.
We don't need to do that. We don't need them to taint all the hard work. I'm sure Marsha and Sylvia wouldn't want that. They work too hard for us to get rights. And we can't let this new MAP movement, no MAP pedophile, whatever they want to call, whatever they're under, we can't let them destroy all of that. So if you see that flag and you at a pride, it's your duty to stop them from being there. You know what I'm saying? No, Kate said no one thinks they should be a part of the LGBT community. This is a little clickbaity title. Okay. Well, like I said earlier, you could not want them to be a part of anything, and you could say no. But you saying no at your house ain't cutting it. It's an agenda. It's a movement. Do your homework.
Take action.
Do your homework. It's time for us to take action.
And time to dismantle.
Time to dismantle, or we all will be fucked right along with them. Because you know, they are dying to take away our rights anyway. But
Sure.
that's our show. I hope y'all join us next Tuesday. I hope you learned something. So that's why I would say burn that shit down. Yeah. Please, tonight, if you got children, talk to them about the map and the no maps. Make sure you have that discussion with them. Let them know it's real.
Yourself.
Look it up for yourself. Don't take it as a conspiracy. Take it for what it is. Go on YouTube. Watch it. Look at other countries. They are like us, organizing in other countries. And y'all have a good night. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please like and share Peach Radio Show. Follow us. Peach Plug. Just follow us if you like the content. Stay tuned for Behind Closed Doors Thursday.
Smack Live review tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, not tonight. This is the final note. Demetrius said, here's a thought, playing devil's advocate. The black community fights the alphabet children, claiming we usurped the civil rights movement. Is it time for us to understand how they feel since this movement is usurping us? That's true.
Talk, Kevin.
That's true. But if you watch one of our prior shows, we actually didn't usurp the civil rights movement. We are actually very active in that movement and started most of it. But that's another show, Demetrius. You can tune in. It's called famous LGBT people in history.
Yeah, go check that
show out. And it'll explain to you about how we didn't usurp the civil rights movement. We are basically the movement.
Yeah.
We always have been. Cheers. Y'all have a good night, and I love y'all. Tune in next Tuesday, 8 p.m. if we're on time. Peace. Have a good night. Don't forget to go to all these things. Let's block these maps and no maps and pedophiles. Throw your gay hands up. Love y'all.